Hello there, survivors, and welcome back to another live stream. We're back with another Let's Build here on ARK Survival Centered on the center, and today I'm finally starting an ocean base. I've been talking about it. We've been looking for the right spot, and I think I found the right spot. I'm not going to start my giant ocean base because I actually plan on making my giant tech base that I do on every map, every season of ARK right now. I plan to do that as an ocean base, or at least as a partly ocean base. I've got the right spot. We're going to build a smaller ocean base close to that as kind of like the start, and a smaller base that would be easier to get going. And I think I've got quite a unique design in my mind, and I hope we can bring it to ARK. I'm not going to use any mods for this, except maybe the clear glass, but that's possible on officials as well with like custom cosmetics nowadays. So yeah, we're just gonna hopefully design a very cool new ocean base that's like kind of the, well, I was gonna say starter base of the ocean, but it's made of metal, so it's not really starter base, but it's not too big, but still big enough, I think, to get you going. It's not gonna have a dino pen, but at least I would usually get my tames into a cryopod to keep them safer. But I do have a really unique design, I think, in mind, and hopefully we can actually bring that into ARK. That is always the question. Hello there, thanks for subscribing. Hello everyone, welcome in, welcome in. Let's get out of the photo mode. I really like doing these new photo mode intros just to let you know the stream get started, the music playing, and you just have a nice view of the map before we actually start. So I'm right here on the big ocean part of the map. Basically, there's a big ocean here. This is also the ocean where the Chestosaurs spawn. At least for me, they've always been here. We got the skull in the distance. We got the redwoods on one side. We got the swamp and the floating island and the snow and everything on one side. Big as waterfall and a big as land bridge right here. So this is where I'm eventually gonna make my big ocean base. Right here on the edge of the waterfall is my plan. But today we're actually gonna build one base right here. If we fly above it, you can actually see some kind of trench. Now this trench is actually big enough for your Shasta to swim in, so you could get all the way over there, and that's why I've decided that that will be the place for my ocean base. Today we're however going to be building somewhere around here, just so that we can have like a somewhat of a lookout maybe eventually if we have the other base next to it. But for now it will be our main ocean base for a little bit until we make the bigger one. Yeah, as I said, I've got a design in mind. Of course, it's always the question if I can bring that into ARK with the structures we have available. And today we won't be using any ASR structures, any modded structures. I think I can do this with normal ARK. Hopefully, let's at least give it a go, because yeah, you can do quite a lot with normal ARK. I think, however, that I need for the underwater parts. Let's see, actually, do I need a helmet or something? It's not too bad. It's not too deep, so usually you can see still a little bit. So the only part that I'm not too sure about is yeah, how big I need to make the foundations. Because basically we're going to have an underwater foundation so that we can build a floating structure above without any issues. The problem is right now I do not really know how big my foundation needs to be, but let's just start placing and let's see how big it gets. So thinking of using this as a line, so we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe. How big? It's going to be quite a while before I'm actually out of the water, I just realized. That's going to be my main issue right now. Then I think I need to make this at least 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, trapmate died. Is that big enough? Probably. Yeah, I would say that this is big enough. Okay, so we're gonna for now just make this foundation work. And then if we need to extend it, of course, we can always do that later. I'm gonna, however, fill it completely in. Just so that we have all the support that we need up for our real build. That's gonna be above the water. And then, yeah, we'll just see if we can actually get this completely to work. Now, the design might be a little bit different depending on how deep you're building, because you'll see we're going to make a structure that's basically going to stick out of the water. And we kind of need to guess where we need to start this, basically. I think this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, this is going to go quite a while back before it actually reaches the surface. So we're actually already gonna have to extend this. Maybe what I'll do instead is we'll start it from all the way, well, maybe not all the way in the front, but like right there, so that we have a little bit more space, because we're gonna need a little bit of room to make this all work. And then this should get me out there. So let's extend this by 4 more. I think that is pretty reasonable. And then I think we're probably gonna end up high enough. A little bit of a guessing game. Hello there, Arcane. Welcome in, welcome in. So yeah, this is out of the water, and we probably want to extend it a little bit more. I know this looks very, very random if you have no clue what I'm gonna build, but I promise it's gonna be nice. I think I needed like 3 higher maybe. So I'm gonna add even more here. So maybe we do 4 more again. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit bigger. I think that's because this was actually a lot deeper in the ocean than I thought it was gonna be. If you build it in more shallow water, you would actually be able to get away with a smaller foundation. I guess that's just the downside of it being a little bit deeper in the water than I maybe would have liked. So I think that's going to be high enough. I think. I hope so, at least. Alright, so it's not going to stay like this. We're basically going to make a shape like this all the way up. Did I place... Yeah, I placed it somewhere in here. Yeah. Oh god. Oh no. I removed something too much. God damn it. Okay, I need to be careful that I don't place things too quickly and overlap things that I don't want to overlap. I think one more. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, but basically we're gonna make a shape like this going up, which is gonna be the support of our building, which has quite a unique look, I would say, to it. Oh, I can't place the last one. That's a shame. Alright. Well, for now, let's keep it like this, just so I can actually see when I start building if this is coming out the way that I thought it would be. So basically we're going to have a structure like this supporting the whole thing. But of course we're going to add some depth to it by making it 4 wide in total. So basically we're going to do the same thing here on this side and then build this all the way up again. Oh, nope. And this is basically to create some kind of floating platform that is going to be supported by this weird beam that we're building right now. In my mind and in the, I think it's like concept art that I found of something, looks like a very modern building you might maybe see in real life. It looks cool, but of course in ARK always a little bit different, especially without mods, because with the mod I could have built a steeper beam maybe, but here we only have the normal structure, of course, so we have to do with what we're given. But I think this can still work. I'm just gonna fill this in on both sides so that we have the beam to start with. Yeah, okay, so I would need a little bit more there. I could get away with just 1 layer, I think. Don't think I would need more. So yeah, the foundation definitely got a lot bigger than I expected. But again, that's mostly due to the fact that this was a lot deeper than I anticipated at the start. So now for the beam, what we're basically gonna do is we're actually just gonna support it all this way with some roofs going up, which will actually make it into a proper beam. We're gonna fill in the back of the beam already. The front we're gonna wait with a little bit until we start the main structure, because we're also gonna use that as like the place where the staircase is gonna be. And technically you could also build this design somewhere on land. Of course you wouldn't need as big of a beam because you would only need it as high as you want your building to be. And then you could actually hide the staircase from the ground up into your base in this beam as well. There we go. So yeah, this we're gonna actually do all the way to the top, because we know for sure that this is gonna be closed off like this. There we go. And then we can fill the top part in with ceilings so that we have our full ceiling going on like this. There we go. That's a good start. It looks a little bit weird maybe, but trust me, I've got a plan and I've got a vision for this whole thing. And I think it's actually gonna work. So I think the floor for the inside is gonna be on this height. Like this. This is gonna be where the floor is going to be located at. And that means we can actually start filling this in. It's gonna be 2 on the outside, and this we can fill in all the way, because we don't need to be able to. Well, we might actually build a little dock here, of course, to actually get into the build and to cryo your tame when you're getting into the base, and then we'll extend it to the back a little bit as well. The question is, how big are we gonna make this base? Because we could potentially make it as big as the whole foundation that we've built. Not quite sure the easiest way. I think that is actually already the end of the foundation that we've built. So that would be about this big. Let's see. It's still going to be quite a big base. So you'll have plenty of space to use this as a proper base for like all the crafting needs you might want to add. So you definitely could use this as a base, as long as you cryo your dinos, of course, because you're not going to have too much space, but I guess you could park some of the flyers on top at least, so you would still have a little bit. I don't know how far we want to extend this. For right now, this seems fine. Let's just fill in this entire platform, because I think that's going to make my life a little bit easier. And I've chosen wood here on the inside because I think for an interior, that's just a lot nicer to look at. But we'll make a more modern looking shell around it, of course. This is just basically the floor of your base. And I prefer a little bit of wood in that, because the texture is a little bit nicer than what it would be if we would use like metal everywhere. Then what we're actually going to do is we're going to make a border for this. Now we need to decide whether we want to do it like this or like that. I think we're going to go for the smooth side up here. So we're going to place these roofs all alongside our floor that we've just made. And we're going to do that here on the... Oh, nope, not there. Here on the back as well. Because I think, yeah, I mean, that's probably big enough. Right? Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe let's keep the back out for now, because I need to know how big this... I might extend the floor a little bit further back still, so it lines up more with the top of the build. But at least the sides and the front, we're going to know for sure. Let's make sure we don't place anything extra. Hello there, hello Bob. From Germany. I think I've got a letter from Germany coming in tomorrow, and I think it's because I broke the speed limit when I was traveling back home. Which is not great. Never a nice letter to get after a holiday. Alright, so we're going to make these corners like this as well to smoothen it out a little bit. And then we can actually fill this all in. And I think we're going to flip it so that it's a smooth bottom here. And then we're actually going to fill this whole layer in now. So you won't see any wood from the bottom. It will be a proper modern metal base. There we go. Fill this all the way in. And this could potentially be a fake basement. So you could, for example, place your generator in here so you don't have to look at it every time. Stuff like that. I think here we're going to leave a little bit of room to make whatever kind of entrance we're going to have to get here with Ocean Thames. Because most likely I'm going to make a little staircase there to get into the build. There we go. We'll fill this in all the way through. It's very intense music for my building session. Guess that's what I get for just putting it on shuffle. Okay. So yeah, I need to a little bit figure out what I want this entrance to be like. I feel like at least up to here, I just want to have the normal support so I can start filling this in as well. So we have the whole beam going on like normal. Because I don't really think that I would want to use this underwater port. Although I guess you could, if you wanted to, extend this base and just place some vacuum compartments down here to make it into a base. There we go. Now what we could do, of course, is make a little docking area, basically. So you get here, you get your Thames in, and then you go upstairs to your actual base. So I think we'll make it some kind of staircase, but I think we'll do the upside or the upstairs part, because we're gonna also make a stair to the roof basically before we do that roof over there. So I'm gonna use greenhouse glass walls for this. I would recommend either getting the clear glass wall mod, which basically allows you to change the look of the greenhouse glass to clearer glass, or use a custom cosmetic, because I think those are also available where you can actually change these textures into some proper nice looking glass instead, which is going to be a lot nicer than looking at this. Let's just check the height here, because I want to make this 4 high, and then I should still have 2 left from this. So yeah, we're definitely going to have to extend the build to the back here a little bit more. Maybe like that. Because, yeah, we definitely want to have a little bit more clearance at the back to make it look good. And that, I guess, means that you have another room here on the back of your base as well, behind the big structure in the middle. So let's start completing this shape. There we go. Add all the roofs in as well as the little corner here, and the corner on the other side as well. Yeah, because now it feels like a nice proper shape if we're gonna fill in all the walls. So yeah, we're gonna fill all this in. Again, you can definitely use this layer as a fake bottom. I thought I placed next to a thing, but maybe not. Oh, now I did. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Let's replace that afterwards. Let's fill this in first. There we go. Perfect. That's all filled in, and now I can do this the normal way again. Yeah, so the wall is going to be... Unfortunately, I kind of forgot to add the clear glass wall to this world so far. So for now, I'm going to have the ugly greenhouse glass, but as soon as I can do a restart after this stream tonight, I will have it, and it will look like my normal modern bases usually look. But I would definitely recommend using that. You could also, alternatively, if you have more mods like ASR, you could use the glass from that, or basically any glass available to you. But as I said, I think there's also a custom cosmetic that gets the effect of like a clear glass wall instead of this ugly greenhouse glass, but it's the only thing we have in vanilla without using anything. But I'm pretty sure there's a custom cosmetic that's even allowed on officials that makes this into proper glass, which will definitely help a lot with the look of this base. So yeah, we're gonna make this wall 4 high. It's basically gonna be glass walls all around, so you're gonna have a lot of nice views when living here on your basically floating base, which I think is a pretty cool effect in itself. We're gonna remove this last one because we're gonna have a little balcony here on the end of the build. I think that's pretty nice. So yeah, I think we're gonna do it like this, and then I'm probably gonna use like a dino gate because that's a nice big exit to have, and then we'll use some nice railings to make it all safe as well. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. So yeah, the question is, do we want to have the thick pillar or the thin pillar? I think the problem with the thin pillar is it's quite hard to see. So I think for these corners, we might want to go with the with the proper pillars so that we can see them very clearly. And I think I might use the smaller one here. Not going to see much of that, of course, if we're at the gate. But just a nice little change. So I think what we're going to do is have these on the corners here at the back as well. Just to kind of add a little bit of shape in, because for the rest of it, we don't really have much to give shape. So we have 21 in total. So we actually do have a proper middle somewhere. So this one is the middle. I think what I'm gonna do is gonna go like here and then go like there. Just to add in some extra lines. And then here we have another divider. We're going to do it here. Now it's very hard to see, of course, with the greenhouse glass. But I think eventually it's going to be a lot easier to see. Wait, is it uneven? It might not be, because this is only 7. So that actually doesn't have a middle. So I guess what I need to do is make this middle part 4. And then have another beam here. Again, gonna be hard to see them right now, but when I get a chance to add the clear glass mod and I can change this to a clearer structure, it's gonna be much more visible. So right here, I'm gonna already do the same lines. So we're gonna add these, and then we're gonna add these as well. Here on this side, you're gonna be able to see them a little bit clearer because we don't have the walls yet. But as soon as we change the glass skins, it would be basically like this, but then with a clear glass wall in between. All right, let's fill in this wall though. There we go. Fill in this wall as well. I think the only thing that I didn't count for is the next layer that I'm going to make. So actually, I would kind of want to extend this by 1 more, which means we're going to need at least 1 more here as well, just so that we can have that structure complete here at the top. Does mean we're going to need to change a little bit here. Hello. I am live. I am making a first little ocean base before I make the giant tech one later. Well, I say little ocean base. It's still quite spacious, I think. There we go. I need black pearls. Yeah, it's time to get into the ocean then. Which will be possible after today. Okay, so that should be better. Because we're basically going to repeat what we did over there. I'm going to flip these textures so we have the same textures at the top and at the bottom. And I think I might end up painting some of these. So I think I'm going to do these bits around the glass like a lighter color, maybe something light gray or maybe even white. And then the big structure in the middle is going to be darker gray or maybe even black, depending on what looks best. because you can actually do a lot with painting to change the same structure to look like different structures. And especially for a build like this where we got a bunch of metal being used, it's going to be nice to get that contrast while still having the very clean and modern look. There we go. Filling in the corners. I'm gonna get the first vibe of this place. I think it's gonna turn out pretty nice. I hope so. Had this idea in my head all week. To be honest, in my head, the building was gonna be a little bit smaller, but that again is mostly due to the depth of the sea here. So it's just floating above the sea level, which is quite cool. And I need to change the glass texture, but then I need to restart the server because apparently I didn't add the mod that I used for all the other builds that I've done. And I don't think I've got the custom cosmetic either. So do we just fill this in like so? Or do I use like wood? I could use wood. Okay, we can fill this in. There we go. Nice little border. Question is now, what do I do with the top here? Do I just leave it like this and fill it in all flat on the same level? Or do I have it go down a little bit? It would have to go down a full ramp. Then you can't really enjoy the view. So actually being able to enjoy the view would be quite nice. Which might mean that we have to do something like that. Which wouldn't be the worst, I guess, if we have like a railing. Oh, there we go. That's not where we want it for sure. Let's add a couple here just to kind of get the feeling of what that would look like from a distance. Yeah, I think that's fine. The glass is a little bit weird still, but we'll get that fixed after the next restart. And then basically it means that the whole top layer you can also use as part of the base or to land your flyers when you arrive at your floating ocean base, which is going to be quite nice, of course. There we go. You could go walk back here, but probably not the nicest place to be. There we go. Oh, nope. Don't place it down there. Just go along the edge, please. There we go. So yeah, we got a nice platform there on top. I might just restart the server in a little bit, just so I can do the design. Also, I like the texture of this wood, but I'm thinking that I'm pretty sure actually that I like this texture even more. So I might actually update all these to the frontier skin. Just because that wood is a little bit darker, and I actually really like those textures for a floor a whole lot more than the floor that we have right now with the normal wood. And since we have those textures, why not use them? Like, you can totally build this base without them if you don't have them. But if you do, you might as well use them because they're quite... It's a quite nice texture. And it's a little bit more of a floor that you would expect to see instead of like the full logs that we otherwise have. So yeah, I think actually I do really like the look of that. I feel like this back here is definitely going to be where like the bedroom, like the beds are going to be. Feels like a proper place because you have like the big support to divide the rooms basically. Okay, well, I forgot a whole bit on this side, but it definitely looks a lot better. I definitely prefer this wood texture to the normal default wood. And it's good to not forget about the Frontier pack. It was amazing to use on Scorched, so we should definitely use it whenever we can. For the roof, I think if I fill all of this just in with metal, that's going to be quite a boring roof, right? But if I fill it in with wood, might it be weird? I don't know. It could be. Also, I just realized that this, of course, is less than the down there. So maybe I want to extend this so that it's the same size as down there. I think I actually want to do that. Which is a shame for all these blocks are placed already. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think we definitely want to make that little extension happen. If anything, I might want to extend the top further, but that would start to look quite weird. So yeah, we would have these filled in as well. And then of course, we extend this edge all the way to the top. That's not where we need you. Yeah, so I think if I built the whole roof out of metal, is that gonna be weird or not? Like, there's not gonna be a lot of texture to it, is there? Also, one thing that I do know is that we're gonna have to have this support somewhere. Do I want to do it like this or like that? I think now we just want to have the normal textures like this. Okay. Gonna have these corners like that. And then that's gonna basically support the roof, whatever we end up doing. I guess the corner would still be just here. There we go. Speaking of the Frontier textures that we used for the floor, there we have a Frontier theme. I'll definitely return to Scorched Earth at some point to finish my western town, because I didn't quite get to finish that all the way. Okay, yeah, this from the inside will look a little bit nicer than just the walls going straight up to a flat roof. Have a little bit more shape to this inside as well. Anyone hyped for the new Elden Ring DLC? Actually, I am one of the few people on Earth, I think, that has still not played Elden Ring. I don't know why. And I don't know if that will change. Okay, so we have one issue. Well, I don't really have an issue because I think I could... No, I can't actually fill this in because you can't overlap. Even with overlapping, you can't overlap a roof into a roof. So, what we would have to do is probably just fill this in with like normal walls, which is fine. And then this one, I guess that wouldn't be able on official because it's still an overlap, but luckily we can do it. So yeah, I don't know why that didn't quite line up. I guess in official you just extend this one further and you don't have that issue. You don't have to overlap at all. But we do need to do that. Okay, now the big decision that I've still not quite decided on. Do we make the entire roof out of metal? Or do we have basically the same texture there, the wooden texture in the middle? I feel like you look up metal from the inside, metal is fine because we already have the wood on the inside. It's just about what the outside is going to look like. I think it might also depend on if we do end up painting anything. So maybe what I need to do is get some painting guns. And I need to give myself some colors. A glass roof in the middle would also be quite nice, actually, yeah. Get some light in there. That might be a good shout as well. Okay. Like we could go for steel. Steel sounds like a good color for a base like this. And then maybe like shadow. Let's see the difference in steel and shadow. So if I do everything in steel, that is the color. Ooh, that's still quite dark, I must say. So now I'm quite afraid about what shadow is going to be. I feel like it's just, yeah, it's just going to be black. I feel like steel is the color that I want for what I thought was going to be the darker region. So the middle structure, basically. Because I quite like the look of that. But then this needs to be lighter. Either we keep it normal, or maybe we go for something a lot lighter. So silver, maybe even wisp, since what I thought was a pretty light color also didn't end up being very light. Yeah, so we could have... Basically, this would be this color. Let's see if I do a little corner like this. So you would have the lighter metal versus the darker metal in the center bit, so that they kind of stand out to each other. There we go. I think I do like that. Do we now paint all of this? I think we do. Not sure I needed to actually paint the top of it. But why not? Make the contrast between this structure and the main diagonal support a little bit bigger. There we go. I need to fill up. What did I use again? I think it was Wisp, right? There we go, yep. There we go. It's gonna involve a little bit of painting, but yeah, it can really change the whole look and feel of a build. So usually it's quite worth it. Definitely need to not forget about this part. Okay. And we need more. At least this is quite easy painting, just turning the whole thing into a different color. Sometimes I have like specific regions that I'm painting. That gets a lot more tricky. There we go. So yeah, definitely like the little lighter metal look for this. And then we want to go with the steel look here. So just slightly darker metal color than what it usually is, which I think really contrasts nicely. So we still have mostly metal in the build, but at least it looks quite different to each other. I think I did the back. Yeah, okay. That's good. Basically, at the bottom of the sea, we just have a big foundation square. So we have the diagonal that is actually like making the whole structure float. And then at the bottom, we just have the big square. What I might actually do is to make it a little bit nicer, still have the stairs and stuff around it. Basically mimicking the shape that we have for most of the structure. Because I think that would be a lot nicer as well. So now we're gonna just paint the middle thing to just make it slightly darker, so we actually create that contrast with the other metal that we have, so that you can clearly tell a difference between this support and anything else that we've used. And then yeah, unfortunately the glass still looks like shit, but that will get fixed as soon as I restart the server. But I'm not sure if I do this during the stream or just afterwards, and I'll be posting a video anyway soon with the full results and the way it turned out. Yeah, the good thing about building it like this, like the foundation you just need to be able to build freely up here, of course. But by the way, I found a nice flat land down there. It doesn't really look too bad. I'm not usually fond of like seeing random foundations, but I feel like now it's still part of the structure. It's like the anchor the whole beam is resting on. Yeah, you can paint everything, which is really nice. Because now this is all metal, but you can see this is way lighter now than that main beam, which really changes things up and almost gives you new materials. Especially with wood, you can paint that to look like anything, and it really changes the whole feel and look of the whole structure. Like, it's easy to forget about painting, but it's quite strong in the way you can really change the look of things. Okay, we're just gonna go around painting this all the lighter metal as well, because I actually like the look of that. It's a nice white light contrast against the sea as well, because normal metal has a little bit of like the slight blue tint to it almost, so it fades a little bit more with the sea, but the white Definitely, or the wisp, I guess, stands out a little bit against the sea. There we go. It takes a little bit. Even in creative, it takes a lot. It's kind of weird, actually, because you don't run out of structures in creative, but you do run out of paint. But paint is, even in survival, paint is very easy to make. So it's not going to be too difficult. This part, well, I guess if you just build it from the inside, this might not be too difficult to paint. Also, you could also just leave it because, well, I guess you would be swimming with your tames underneath. Maybe. So you might see this sometimes. Damn. Run down again. Oh, I was too fast. Now I'm placing something. I don't want to do that. Just want to paint. Kind of lost myself in the painting now. We still have a structure to finish, but this will really help with the feeling and the look of it, so we can judge better if we actually like it. Oh, we need more. Really getting through it now. There we go. Okay, I guess for now, that's going to be it for this bottom. Also, of course, still need to paint the whole thing way down to the bottom as well. But I think we're going to do that as soon as we fixed actually the entrance, stuff like that. Well, I need even more. There we go. I think a bunch of people are also just playing ARK whilst watching. Alright. Well, we got most of it painted now. I really like the lighter look of the metal. Like, it's a really nice contrast now with the ocean as well. Alright, let's finish. Or, well, finish. Let's continue with some of this structure. Let's make sure we're not going to use mods for this. There we go. So that's going to be like the big gate. I don't know if I want to actually have a door in there. Because, I mean, nothing is really going to come into my base from here, right? Looks quite nice like this. It's coming along quite nicely. It's a pretty big base, all things considered. Like, it's definitely not too bad. That's a roomy base. Okay, I think we're still gonna go for the metal roof, but we are gonna add maybe a skylight somewhere. Did I place down an extra ceiling? No, I don't think so. So first off, we're gonna fill in this layer right here, and then I guess we're gonna have to do the staircase up to this part before we start deciding where and how big of a skylight we're gonna add. Oh god, I placed somewhere an extra roof. There we go. Or ceiling. Yeah, I need to finish the painting anyway, because I still didn't do all of the beam. But let's finish the building, because otherwise, like, now I already have to paint more here at the top as well. So makes sense to first kind of get a feeling for what we need to paint. So here basically is gonna where we reach the top of this. So I think what we're gonna want to do is actually just have a staircase like this. Well, definitely not like that. Oh, no, it lost the paint. See, this is why you usually just wait with painting until you're completely done, because anytime you replace something, you're gonna have to repaint it. So yeah, that's just gonna be a little staircase to the top, I suppose. I also still need to think of a way down into the water so you can get in and out from the ocean, which kind of a good thing for an ocean base to be able to get in and out of the ocean. So I think we do it like this. And then here I'm actually going to wait. I need to actually do it like this. And then here we're gonna have I would have the door there, but I kind of need the door here, which is way too soon. I guess we can extend it a little bit like this. Because then we can extend this, maybe. Yeah, maybe we can make a funky shape out of this. Like that. We have a nice little shape going on. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad. And then probably gonna add some thin pillars here on those sides. Now it's not gonna do much, but when I change the textures of the glass, when I have the mod installed or the custom cosmetic downloaded, that's gonna do a lot. It's gonna change a little bit. So yeah, I think that's what we want to have for the staircase up to the ceiling. And again, this is going to be a useful ceiling because this means that we can easily have all flies and whatever parked up here. So yeah, I think definitely we want to not have the skylight be bigger than this. So this is now 4. And I'm going to count from there. So we're going to make that 4 as well. And again, we're going to fill in this line as well. So that we have basically a 4 wide gap still. And then we need to decide how big of a skylight I want to create. Definitely not this big. So I'm going to add 2 more to this side. And 2 more to this side as well. Why is it lagging sometimes when I try to move? I think that could be a decent size for a skylight, I suppose. So we want to have greenhouse. And then we could have a little bit of a glass ceiling like so that we can still just walk on top of it, land on top of it, whatever, but just has a little bit of extra light coming in. Not that you're gonna have too little light in here, because I mean it's a big glass box anyway, so definitely going to be plenty of light. But, you know, a little bit extra never really hurt, did it? And then I think what I actually want to do is... I would love if we had a beam that was like in between the thicknesses of this and the other one. There is an option for that in modded, of course. But this was going to be an unmodded build for the structures, so I think this is going to be just fine, just to kind of accent that roof a little bit more. And then, of course, there's a bunch of painting that we need to get done. But I think overall, especially if we're changing the... Oh, we have a bunch of extra ceilings sticking out. Especially once we have like everything painted up and we change the glass textures as soon as we can. That's going to be quite nice. I think here on the back, also I want to have a thin pillar here in the middle. Just because that's going to be nice eventually. Actually, what I could do... I don't think you could do this on official, but for me, if I continue these pillars, they just look a little bit nicer because they don't stop all of the sudden. And that's going to make these corners a little bit more smooth than visibly ending right on the roof part. There we go. I don't think I need to... Yeah, here actually it does add something as well. So we want to do that on all sides, I suppose. Okay, I'm going to change the time of day because we're going to have a pretty strong sunset now, which changes the colors a lot. There we go. That's a little bit clearer of what our base looks like and what we painted it like. But yeah, I do really like the look of the lighter metal. I guess now we have more painting to do. We're gonna do this, but first, actually, before I forget it, I did want to add a little bit of details underwater as well. So what I'm gonna do is, around the foundations that we've used, we're gonna do like the kind of same design that we did up at the top. But now we're gonna do it down here, and here we're gonna actually add in a little bit extra so that it actually goes into the ground completely. You won't see this that often, but technically you're gonna swim here a lot with your ocean tames, because it is an ocean base. So just because I know it will be here, I want to make sure that it looks nice as well here at the bottom. I guess not everywhere I'm even going to be able to see it at all, but I know it's there, so we want to make it look good. There we go. And then here, I want to do the nice corner. Okay. It's not going to allow me to do that. I am going to be able to do that if I go into Ghost. Which, of course, you usually can't do, but I can. And just to make sure that it's completed everywhere, I am going to Ghost. Because then I can go basically into the landscape and place the structures that it won't allow me to do. It's pretty stupid that you can do it with roofs, but not with the corners. But just because I want to make sure that it all looks nice and completed everywhere, I'm gonna do this. I might actually do this as well, because we had a little bit where it wasn't allowed to place, but you could still see it. So there we go. That looks like a nicely done structure. Then all we really need to design is the way down and into the base, I suppose. Which I think might have to be like here. So... like this. And then we could have a metal layer like this. Oh, that actually already goes down a little bit into the water. Do we want to have it be a little deeper than this? I don't know. Probably that's actually plenty, right? There we go. Hello there, hello there. That's been a long time. Okay, and then we fill in this, and we basically have the place where you could swim your Tane, dismount, cryo it, and easily go into the base without too much problems. I guess we do kind of want to keep this air bubble then. Because if I fill it in like this, you're not going to have much space. So I think maybe we have it go like this. So that you have a little bit of room for a tame. There we go. It actually works pretty nicely this way. That is not too bad if I say so myself. Then here, do I want to fill it all in or just have some supports? I think this looks quite nice actually. Just makes it feel like some actual stairs. We got a little bit of the wood visible. That's fine. And then, of course, we'll add in some railings to the side of these stairs as well. Safety first, after all. Gonna do the same thing over here. Got the big staircase going up. There we go. And then, of course, you've got the access to out there. I think that's pretty nicely done. It's all contained in what is the support. So in here, I guess you would have maybe at least from here, you would just have the thing continue again. The whole structure. Okay, I guess what I want to do is maybe have like a wooden wall. There we go. Because, oh no, it doesn't really fit there. So I guess there would be a wall like this. Maybe we make these gaps bigger then. Might as well. Can fill this in as well just to close it off a little bit. We'll have some railings here to keep things nice and safe. And then we probably want to have... Yeah, the thin pillars actually work here. They have a nice little texture there. Probably want to add them like this as well. And then maybe like this. It doesn't add a lot. It just adds a little bit of that structure in that we really want to see. And then what I think we do is we take the frontier skin again and we change these walls so that they match the other wood that we've used. But again, if you don't have the frontier pack, normal wood will definitely work just as well. Just like to look a little bit better like this. And then I actually think that we don't need railings here because we're just going to make this completely supported so that the whole structure looks a little bit stronger, because now of course it's completely open here. But I think if we just close it like so, it's gonna look a little bit stronger. There we go. Then we can fill in the walls like this. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense, I think. Since this is the whole like structure keeping everything up, it makes more sense to make it a little bit stronger like this. You have the staircase still going up here, and then you have this. Maybe I'll actually add in a little wooden accent wall here, just as a nice little look. If we wanted to, we could add in some pillars like this, because that looks quite good. And then again, in my case, I'm probably going to stick with this darker wood because I really like the look. It does hide the pillars, I guess. Oh, I'm whistling. I guess now I can't place. There we go. I need to clear these pillars. Guess I need to have the stronger pillars, because otherwise they won't be visible anymore, because the frontier skin is a little bit bigger. But then the metal still comes through, but we have a little bit of an accent wall before you go out here to the top layer. All right, I think with that, we're getting pretty close to having a pretty cool base here. I'm actually not too sure about using wood there. I might just really prefer keeping the clean metal look there. I think I do. Yep. I think that is quite nice. Because of course we'll still paint it as well, so it's all the right colors. It's going to take a little bit to paint everything, but it will be worth it in the end. So you come down here, you've got the little place to get off your water tame safely into. And then we could actually have like turrets up here as well to make sure that it is actually completely safe. All right, with that, I think we've got most of the design. I'll start finishing the painting now, I guess, and then we'll well, I think I actually want to try a little bit of the decorating as well. Normally I don't do that much on stream, but since we completed the whole structure basically, I think we can. Depending on how much time we take with painting, but it shouldn't be too long. Let's do the middle supporting structure, the darker steel color first, and then we can go around and do the rest of the metal, the lighter color. This floor is gonna be the lighter color. I guess these beams are going to be the steel as well. There we go. And then this is gonna be steel. I think I'm gonna leave the stairs like normal, so we have another color involved. So this is the steel color. There we go. Yeah, that's going to be part of the lighter color. This is going to be steel as well. Yeah, that's all gonna be steel, and then I guess these pillars as well. There we go. That's all gonna be steel. That's already steel. And these walls, and I think down here is all just gonna be the steel texture. There we go. That whole staircase is painted. It's hard to see, but it is what it is. I will know if they're not painted the same color. And then we can start the rest of the structure and just paint all of this the steel as well, making it a little bit darker, which is going to be a nice contrast. And even here down in the ocean, you can clearly see the difference after it's painted. It does look more like a proper steel beam, which I guess for this support layer is very appropriate. Now the one choice I still have to make is whether I want to have this platform as the darker steel as the foundation, or I use the lighter color. But I think I'm actually going to do it the darker color, because it makes sense that if it's been in the water this long, it would be dirty rather than the clean color that we have for everything else. Also, it's part of the foundation, so I guess this is an extension of this thing that I'm painting now, which makes more sense to have it the same darker steel. Yeah. It's I'm back to my roots with building and building tutorials. Just a different game, no Minecraft anymore. There we go. Already getting some visitors as well. It probably is a rust color, but I think that might be a little bit too extreme. We could give it a try. I mean, the foundation is definitely the thing that I'm going to try to paint the last, because it's the least important one. Not going to see it that much. All right, now we do this back, and then we are done with this color, or we should be done with this color, I think. I wish it would remember the last settings you used for the regions, so that you don't have to toggle them back on every time you refill the paint. Or that it would just give you the option to automatically refill if you have the color still available. There we go. We're gonna get somewhere. There we go. We got the whole support painted in a darker color. It's actually also quite nice that it is a different color than the bottom. So maybe we do try to paint that differently. For now, that's definitely going to be the last thing. And I might do it after the stream so that we can paint the region that we can see right now. And then I can do some interior decorating as well on stream instead of leaving that out. Why is that not painting? Why did more break? I don't know what's going on. There we go. Well, now I could paint it at least. So this is the wisp color. It's almost pure white, just a little bit less. But it's a nice contrast with the steel color that we used on the other parts. So you have the darker and the lighter metal basically going on. This was already painted. Oh, we forgot a little line of ceilings here. There we go. Okay, we need more color. There we go. Did we? Yeah, we did already paint that. So let's go from here so that we're sure we don't forget any part, but this should all be the darker parts for sure. So that's all good. And I guess now we start painting this layer. The lighter color, which is nice as well. It's not as dark here on top. Oh yeah, we had the weird little bit here. There we go. We just painted all the way around. Sometimes can be a little bit weird to look up in the weird angles to get all the ceilings on top. There we go. So we got that whole border painted now. I think for the next layer it's easier if I just go here and start painting it from the top down instead of trying to look up all the time. So yeah, this is all gonna be lighter metal. And we need to refill again. And we reload the whole gun. Okay, let's do this little side first, because it's not too much. There we go. And we can just quickly fill this all in. It's not too difficult. This is actually the easiest part, just on the floor, walking around and painting. Almost as like applying the skins and that like normal. We go back to refilling. There we go. Just paint it all. And let's do this side as well. And then this went actually way quicker than I could have hoped for. There we go. And I think actually for these beams in the middle, it might be nice to have the darker steel come back. So that that kind of matches with the other structure behind. And a nice little bit of contrast with the lighter metal around it. Even though the normal color also already contrasts as well, of course. But yeah, I think that's a nice touch. All right. That already does look quite nice. Of course, the window texture is still going to change as soon as I have the clear glass mod. I could have used the custom cosmetic, but I don't think I have it. Like, do I have anything with glass? No, it's like all manner. So, yeah. But we can do a little bit of decorating, actually. Now, one thing you could definitely do, because this edge is quite annoying, but not much we can do about that. I guess it kind of indicates like a little walking line in the middle. One thing we can still do, of course, is hide a generator somewhere. We have not filled the middle with a double layer, but the generator could be to one side. I think it should still cover most of it. I'm thinking that I'm actually going to use a tech generator probably somewhere here. But yeah, the good thing about the floor is it's a double layer, because we have this wooden floor, and then here we everywhere have the double layer with the metal, so you can easily hide extra storage or hidden storage or the generators somewhere in the floor, so that you don't have them out in the open. I think back here it's basically going to be a little bit of the bedroom, because it's not quite separated, because I don't think I want to add in... Well, actually I could add in a wall, I guess. Like we could, if we wanted to. I don't know if I want that. Yeah, I don't think I want to have walls. Don't know if that would look good. All right, let's see what we want to have as decoration. This is going to be a proper ocean base, so I still want to have some stuff around. I definitely want to have a small teleporter at some point, because, I mean, I need to get here and easily get back. I have the check generator. I might add some turrets at the bottom at some point, so if anything follows me from the ocean, you know, we can shoot them as well. Make sure the base is safe. This table from the hair mod we have is always quite nice to have. Let's see, what is other things that I'm gonna need. It's a little bit more of a modern base, so we're not gonna add all the early crappy things. A smithy might be quite nice, of course, always good to have. Maybe treasure chest for the bedroom. It's a nice looking storage crate. I don't think I need the barrels or something like that. Artifact pedestal maybe. I don't know if there's artifacts in the ocean. You know, we might play some poker. Who knows? Maybe someday I feel like playing some poker. Definitely want to have a little lounge area on the base. Maybe I'll add some plants, but I'll have to do that later. We can have the piano, because we're fancy folks. I should really add a bedroom. Oh, a bathroom as well. That would be quite funny, but a little bit difficult because everything is made out of glass. It's gonna not be very private. Yeah, water tank, even though we're right on top of the water, but we can have them at the top. Train. We're definitely not going to add a train. Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. A fabricator feels like it should be in the modern base. A kitchen area. Definitely cryos, because we don't have dino parking. So that's definitely going to be a must. Now I'm not going to do lights. The bunk beds, of course, we're fancy. Want to have a lot of respawns for if we die in the ocean. Well, definitely want to have a fridge. I don't know if we want to have air conditioning. Probably not. Grinder is a little bit big for this base. Maybe we have some vaults for storage. Can see if we can fit the forge to see if it's a proper base. Chemistry bench. Cooker as well. That's probably all we'll really need. Okay, let's start with the bedroom here. We'll have this, we'll have that. Treasure as well. I kind of want to see if I can add the toilet, because it would just be funny. I don't know where I will add the toilet, but I guess maybe we could add the toilet there. Yeah, then I would probably make a room like this. That's a big toilet. We're gonna have 2 toilets. Like this. I don't know why I'm making it out of glass. Probably not the best material, but it just fits the whole place the best. Probably should use the thin pillars yet. There we go. You know? 2 small toilets. There we go. And then we could even, because we're going to add water axes, we could have these. If you want to wash your hands. There we go. Nice little toilets. Very useless detail, but we know they're here. And is it really even a proper base without a toilet? Okay, I think I'm gonna add a bed there. I'm gonna add a bed there. That's probably enough. We're gonna have some nice storage next to it, you know. Ooh, a trough for a sink. Yeah, that could work. But then I need to replace. Well, it might fit in here. Actually, we might be able to just... What is this thing? Yeah. It's a little bit smaller. It's not great, but it's something. There we go. Okay, so we got the bunk beds, we got a little storage, and then I guess we have our little book and quill here, because that's basically the hair dressing, and then we have a big view eventually when I change the glass textures, because now it's very hard to see outside. Do I need anything else in the bedroom? I guess I also placed the beds in the only place where you can still see them from everywhere. So maybe I don't do them in the corners, but I do them more over here. So we have one over there. And then the other one is over here, I guess. Yeah, and then we can have... a little chest like this, which is basically like a nightstand. I'm definitely gonna maybe look around for some nice plants in pots eventually, so we can have some greenery inside as well to fill up those corners. But I think that's a good start. It's a very simple little bathroom. Hello there, thanks for subscribing, welcome in. Do I need more here? I don't think so. Let's see what we want to have in the main part. So we're definitely going to have a poke table in one of these corners, because I'm going to imagine once I've got the proper textures, you're going to have some nice views. So if I ever want to play poker with my one and only tribe mate, we can do it right here and enjoying the view. And then we'll make a little lounge area here on the other side. So we'll have some couches like this. Have some of the fancy chairs. And then of course we'll have the grand piano right there, not going outside the base. That's good. So yeah, we have a little chill lounge area. I think this might actually go a little bit further back. There we go. So that is the just looking nice area. It's not really the practical area, but that's what we're gonna start right now. I think for the cryo fridge, might want to have one right here in the middle so that the water tanks can be easily stored right where you want to have them. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. All right, then we have a bunch of other things like a little kitchen area with those two things. We definitely want to make sure that I add water access somewhere. Then we basically have the crafting things and some storage. And of course the fridge, actually that's also for the kitchen, I guess. And then the teleporter we need to figure out somewhere as well. But honestly, I think the teleporter might just be right here in the middle somewhere. It's almost like a little carpet. There we go. So that would be the little transport so that we can easily get in and out of the base. Then if we wanted to, we can actually easily fit this inside, which is quite nice. Let's decide. I think we're going to do it on this side. We have this part. There we go. Is it overlapping? It might be overlapping. Oh, it's raining. Yeah, it's sticking out. Can't have it sticking out, of course. Okay, so I want to make sure that it is not sticking out. No, it's perfectly fitting inside. There we go. That's nice. Then we probably want to have a fabricator right here in the middle for some crafting. And then we're probably not going to have our main storage in the ocean base, but it's always nice to be able to have a little bit of storage, I would say. So like that. Is that sticking out? Yeah, that's sticking out a lot. So there we go. Got a little bit of storage there. Maybe some on this side as well. There we go. That's probably enough. Don't need too much storage. I think. And otherwise, you can always add that later. And then basically on the opposite side, we're gonna, I think, have the kitchen area. So, of course, it's gonna be a nice little grill. It's gonna be our fridge. And then it's gonna be a cooker here as well. There we go. That's basically what we need in the kitchen, I guess. I need to still place the smithy down somewhere. Maybe we can do that right here on the side of the forge. I did, but there's no power here yet. So you can't come in. Oh yeah, we can replace it for legit later. I'm just trying to decorate it so I can show what I would decorate the base like. Yeah, I think keeping the middle open is probably quite nice so that you can still, you know, easily walk around. Because you could even fit a tame in here. You could even fly an RG or something in here, of course, if you wanted to. If you don't want to park it on the roof. Okay, so we got the lounge. We got the poker. We got our crafting area. We got a little kitchen area. What the heck? Don't insult my decorations. Actually, it might be a good time because I've got a bunch of cosmetic mods. Because the only thing about these mods is sometimes it's really hard to see. Wooden bench. I don't have wooden benches. Probably can't use these on the bunk beds that I've used. Lamp. Bookshelf. Modern fridge. Let's go. We can place a modern fridge. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. Look at my modern fridge. Yeah, I've got a bunch of the custom cosmetics installed, but I've never really checked them out a lot. Okay. I think that's probably... Wait, I can use this maybe as well. Because I've got the tabs back here. Not sure what it's going to look like. Wait. Can only be placed on a storage box. Well, I'm not going to use that. I thought it was for actual tabs. Yeah. I mean, I think that's going to be it. There's not much more that we have in ARK to decorate with. I definitely will get some plans at some point. You just need to find the right ones, which sometimes can be tricky. Because a little bit of greenery would be quite nice here, I think. But in all, I think we already built a pretty nice base, to be honest. I just need the nicer glass texture, but I will get that. After the stream, I will restart. So when I post the video about this base, I'll have the full look of what it's supposed to look like. Okay, we have something sticking out. Can't have that. Can't have that. Need to make sure everything is nicely within the lines. There we go. Yeah, this is turned into quite the nice base. Oh my god, why does it always stutter when I try to fly away? We already have some company there. So yeah, we have a floating ocean base, which is quite cool effect because you can't really see, like from here, It's like, how is this even existing? How is it floating like this? But I do really like it, and I'm really happy that we painted these in the wisp color for the lighter parts and then the steel color for the darker part. I love the little diagonal support that's going through the base. It's a little bit bigger than I imagined at first, but I think that might actually be a good thing, because now it's actually a quite good ocean base, because you have more than enough space to do some proper surviving. You got a big platform on the top to get your flyers here if you just want to fly here, if you're not taking the teleporter like we probably will. And then of course you have access to the inside. You basically have everything you need. You've got the respawn points, crafting points, some cooking, so you can really live out here on sea. Then we got the access to the underwater with a cryo fridge at the ready as well. And then of course the access to the top part if you did fly here, or you just want to enjoy the view, you know, that's totally fine. You can definitely enjoy the view from here as well. Yeah, that is the ocean base. I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. This was pretty close to what I had in mind, and I saw on my my little Google searches for like inspiration of modern concept art and modern houses in real life. Yeah, that's quite cool. It's also, the platform isn't as weird. I feel like this makes sense because that kind of grounds. It's, as I said, it's kind of the anchor of the whole base, which is quite cool. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for today's stream. Hopefully you enjoyed. I will post a video soon with the final result when I change the skins of the greenhouse walls to a clear glass walls that I did for all my other modern bases so far, because that just looks a little bit nicer. But this already looks pretty well, and I think there's probably also custom cosmetics out there that allow you to change the walls into some clear glass so that you can see outside and enjoy the view. But this definitely does look pretty damn good. Let's look at it in some nice photo mode. Look at this. Yeah, that's a floating base. That does look quite nice. I quite like the look of that. Hopefully you all enjoyed the stream as well and you enjoy the build. As I said, I will soon have a video available about the final look when I have the custom skins applied. But I think even without that, this already looks quite nice indeed. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you maybe learned a thing or two, or at least got a little extra sight into the way my brain works when building things like this and designing things like this. I think this was a good day. A whole base in a day. I have an ocean base to work from now when I do more ocean adventures, which is a good thing because this is the exciting part of the ocean as well. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like of the stream if you didn't already. And of course, subscribe if you haven't yet. And then hopefully I'll see you around in the next stream or video. Thanks for joining, and goodbye.